patrzcie, jest! Ale co to jest w ogóle? Padająca stacja kosmiczna jakaś. Ale czemu kawałka? No bo się rozwaliła. Ona się spala w atmosferze. No tam jeszcze lecą. Ale czemu w górę? Nie, one spadają.
Ha sido una explosión en dos viviendas, no conocemos todavía el origen de la misma.
Fuimos alertados por muchísimos vecinos que han escuchado una gran explosión y llegado al lugar, bueno, concurrimos con 4 dotaciones.
Lamentablemente muy consternado, muy triste, ¿no?, por esta situación. Vivo a 13 cuadras y escuché la explosión.
En el cuartel estamos a 40 cuadras aproximadamente. El cuartel sí, se ha escuchado, inclusive hasta, hasta de otros lugares. A los instantes empezaron a llover los llamados, ¿no es cierto? Y bueno, concurrimos con 5 dotaciones y trabajamos toda la noche.
Son 2 domicilios los que realmente fueron afectados.
Mi reacción fue primero salir, levantarme de la cama, mirar a mis hijos porque tembló toda la casa, salir afuera, salimos con los vecinos, entré adentro, estaba en short y en remera, cuando sonó el teléfono, agarré el auto y me vine para acá. Esa fue mi primera reacción.
Son 6 víctimas con heridas de consideraciones, pero están bien, y bueno, una mujer fallecida lamentablemente. No fue ningún problema de gas acá, ¿eh?
¿No hubo fuga de gas?
No, aparentemente no, así que, pero hay que esperar a que vengan los peritos y bueno, empezar a revisar todo.
NASA's Upper Atmosphere Research Satellite re-entered over the Pacific Ocean at 0400 GMT on Saturday, the 24th of September. That would have been midnight on Washington, D.C. time. The location was 14.1 degrees south latitude, 170.2 degrees west longitude. It was in the general vicinity of the Christmas Islands. We have a high accuracy assessment based on a large number of data points, and we're very, very confident of our current assessment. Because the re-entry of the UR satellite took place over the mid-Pacific Ocean, it's unlikely that anyone actually observed the re-entry. We have not yet received any reports from passengers on airplanes or passengers on naval vessels in the area or any of the small islands in the vicinity that would indicate anybody observed the debris. The first preliminary assessment was released a little bit less than 3 hours after the re-entry, and that was based on the best pre-re-entry data that we had at the time. A process was undertaken to look at other data sources, which includes reported observations from people around the world. Many of those were checked out to verify whether or not they were actually seeing URs or some other phenomenon, an airplane or a meteor that might have been in the night sky. There are discrete sensors in the U.S. Space Surveillance Network placed around the world. And one of the ways that we determine that a satellite has re-entered is by looking at sensors who have failed to detect a satellite which is predicted to come by. So we looked for a number of sensors very soon after the 0400 hour GMT and found that no sensors in the U.S. Space Surveillance Network were able to observe the satellite after that time.
It's not Mars, but scientists say it's as close as it gets here on Earth. A NASA team is testing a new spacesuit on an Argentine base in Antarctica, which has extreme conditions similar to those found on the Red Planet. The freezing temperatures and strong winds here give the astronauts and the NDX-1 suit's designer, Pablo de Leon, a good idea of the kinds of adjustments the suit might need.
This was the first time that we'll take it to such an extreme environment and also so isolated that if something went wrong, we just can't go to the store and buy some parts. We have to bring everything with us, which gives you an idea of how complex it will be when you go to Mars, and then you may have a problem, you may have maintenance or service to do. So it helps you to think in terms of how far you're going to be and how you have to design a suit that will be able to be repaired and maintained.
The prototype is made of more than 350 materials, including tough honeycomb Kevlar and carbon fibers that reduce its weight without sacrificing strength. On the helmet is a built-in headset, which enables the astronauts to communicate with the outside world. NASA teamed up with De Leon, who heads the spacesuit laboratory at the University of North Dakota, to create the $100,000 suit. They chose this particular site for testing because the Marambio base offers easy access to permafrost, which has been spotted in images of Mars taken from NASA's Phoenix spacecraft.
Mars is a kind of a mixture of many of the different environments of Earth. Deserts, temperatures like in Antarctica, winds like in Antarctica, and many other things. So what we do is just try to take bits of different places and then incorporate all that into our testing. The only way that we'll know for sure that our systems can withstand the rigors of Mars will be going there.
A manned mission to the most Earth-like planet in the solar system seems distant given NASA's tightening budget and preference for robotic space missions. But that isn't keeping De Leon down. While Marambio in Antarctica isn't quite the same as Mars, he remains hopeful that at least some part of his design will eventually make it to the Red Planet. Sharon Reich, Reuters.